Baseball, like everything else in our lives, has gone global. Ishiro Suzuki, Hideo Nomo, and now Daisuke have had quite an impact on our game. Japan, with its unique cultural identity, has adopted America's pastime as its own.
Well, I think it's good for, Japan and America to have this, American players go to Japan and play and the Japanese coming in. Good relation, I think, And like Matsuzaka, what I heard was the first game he pitched, they had about 20 million Japanese watching on television.
One Japanese writer put it simply, baseball is perfect for us. If the Americans hadn't invented it, we would have. Baseball in Japan begins in the 19th century, 1867. In the Meiji Restoration, Japan focuses on modernization. Horace Wilson, an American professor in Tokyo, introduces baseball. They call it yakyu, field ball. About the time the National League in the States is founded, the Shimbashi Athletic Club, made up of railway workers, is created. Teams form at major universities and at every high school in the country. In the first truly international baseball game, Tokyo University thrashes Americans from the Yokohama Country and Athletic Club 29-4. In 1901, the American League is formed, creating the two-league system we know today. The rules of the game and the business model to sustain it are established, and the first World Series is played. During the teens and 20s, teams from the Japanese-American Nisei leagues make regular stops in the homeland. The recently installed emperor attends a game. Baseball has arrived in Japan. Baseball in America is big business. Radio extends the audience beyond the major cities. In 1933, there is an all-star game. Trading on their success, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig launch a world tour. In Japan, they are a sensation. The All-Stars win every game, but in one matchup, Eiji Sawamura pitches 5 no-hit innings, only to lose after Gehrig belts a 7th-inning homer. A Tokyo newspaper owner, amazed by the enthusiasm of Japanese fans, establishes Japan's first professional team, the Tokyo Giants. Professional baseball in Japan is launched. Within months of the end of the war, Japan's 2 pro leagues are back in business. Each year, the pennant winners meet in the Japan Series. The dominant team is the Tokyo Giants. In America, the Brooklyn Dodgers shake up the old game by hiring Jackie Robinson. In Japan, teams are virtually all Japanese. The Giants are the first to hire a Japanese American, Wally Yonamine. Yonamine has a successful career, but some fans have trouble accepting his background as a Nisei and his style of play.
The hardest thing for me was, I had to go in and break double plays. I would slide and break double plays, and the fans weren't happy. They just tell me, go back to Hawaii, we hate you. They thought I was a dirty player.
The Japanese game is beginning to achieve parity with Major League Baseball.
The 2 guys that I really admired the most was Sadaharu Oh and Shigeo Nagashima. These 2 guys were outstanding, good ball players.
More Americans are coming. In 1962, pitcher Don Newcombe is signed.
You need the home runs. You need the guys to steal the bases. And a lot of the Americans that go there are good power hitters. And so if you have guys like that in Japan, you're going to draw the crowd.
The game, both in the U.S. and Japan, is growing. Expansion increases the number of teams. TV brings new revenue and brings the global sports world closer. Pitcher Murakami Masanori is the first Japanese player to make it to Major League Baseball. Sadaharu Oh of the Giants hits his 756th home run, surpassing Hank Aaron's. In 1984, Yutaka Fukumoto breaks Lou Brock's base-stealing benchmark. Then, Kinugasa passes a 5-decade-old milestone, Gehrig's 2,215 games. But it isn't until Hideo Nomo joins the Dodgers that American fans see just how close the countries really are. Nomo leads the league in strikeouts and is named Rookie of the Year. More Japanese players make their way to the U.S. Ichiro Suzuki wins the Rookie of the Year and the MVP in the American League.
To have the guy like Ichiro, Matsui, or even Matsuzaka come to America to play, it's good for the young kids. give them incentive to work harder because they say maybe one day I can be a major leaguer.
Meanwhile, more fine U.S. players like Gabe Kapler and Alex Cabrera play in Japan. 400 Americans in all since the beginning of pro ball play in Japan. Today, Daisuke is the latest to prove just how valuable Japanese players have become to Major League Baseball. So, with the best players moving easily back and forth between the baseball superpowers, what's next?
What I was thinking before was to have the Tokyo Giants and the Red Sox and maybe they play off for the World Series. See, that's something that I wanted to happen.
With Daisuke and the Red Sox carrying the torch to Tokyo? Who knows?